This is an important topic for parents and so many families as we prepare for a new school year. I know no one wants to think about that, but it's the middle of July. August is just around the corner. A new school year is on the way. We are talking today about pre-performance assessments, including assessments for anyone to take part in sports or has suffered a concussion.
So we've got Dr. Lizick Smith with us this morning. Also Dr. Ben Roberts to talk about some procedures that can go out there and help obviously make a difference. So to both of you, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
So kind of give us the big picture of what you're doing with students.
Absolutely. So I have had about 15 years of concussion training that is outside of the typical medical concussion training, where myself as a chiropractic physician, I've trained with some of the world's best, and I've had the opportunity to do rounds with some of the biggest professionals that were seeking treatment for concussion, and so a hands-on experience. And from that experience, I built my practice, which I started in Fergus Falls, and now we're open in Fargo as Clarity Brain Center. And we use different technologies to get a baseline assessment of our kids or adults that have suffered a trauma, whether it's sport-related or fall-related, because we live in Minnesota and North Dakota. Ice is prominent here.
Yes.
And we utilize the technology to get a quantitative assessment of a concussion. And we treat mild traumatic brain injury. That means that a concussion that may have resulted in a brief loss of consciousness and then consciousness came back. So not something that's more major of a concussive event that is a little more medically needed attention, if you will. So we utilize video oculography. We utilize CAPS, which is basically a computerized assessment of postural stability developed by NASA. We had talked about NASA earlier. So this technology was designed to assess the stability of astronauts when they came back out of space onto the Earth's gravitational field. And it is an absolute hallmark measurement to understand concussion, because stability is really what defines how the brain is working. So we're able to get those quantitative measurements. We use a sacudometer made in Poland, and this measures quick reactions of the eyes to specific targets so that we can, again, get measurements of people's reaction times, latencies, which means how long does it take for them to respond, accuracies, as well as velocities. The visual system tells us if the brain is working well, and that's what we predominantly measure so that we can then assess, provide a treatment plan if that's something that's going to help those people recover.
Concussions, it's such a hot topic, hot button topic.
It is.
But in some ways, do you feel like we're seeing more concussions or just more aware of concussions?
I think that the awareness is definitely the key here, and science is taking so much initiative to study. We're trying to figure out why, as people age, why are they having neurodegenerative issues coming on? Why are they having signs of dementia? Why are they having possibly, these genetic disorders all of a sudden popping up, Parkinson's or Alzheimer's? And I think they're trying to figure out, is it related to past trauma? And is that what's causing this, rampant neurodegenerative change that we're seeing?
Now, how do you guys work together?
So I'm a chiropractor with Dr. Alla. With head injury specifically, there is usually a neck component to it. So we see a lot of people suffering with headaches, neck pain, and even back pain following concussions. Most people wouldn't think of back pain following a concussion, but that's due to changes that people experience in their gait and the way that they walk.
There's so much more to a concussion and the study and the science behind it than you think. And we're talking young athletes, but there's so much more than whether you can just go back to playing after a concussion.
Absolutely.
It affects all of your life.
You have to be functionally assessed. We have to look at the visual system, the gait parameters of that kiddo. We have to look at postural responses. We have to look at the main things that they suffer with, the fogginess, the difficulty thinking, they're sleepless, their energy levels are compromised. These kids can't be trained always with a cognitive approach when they can't stand up straight, and they're veering and they're falling and they're stumbling, and their reaction times are changing and their coordination's changing, and you put them back on the field and they keep missing the net to the right, and everyone's like, let's just change the way that you kick it. Well, there's an orientation issue happening and a spatial issue happening with these kids and adults who've suffered concussion, resulting in their awareness being different than what they're used to.
It's fascinating. If people want to get a hold of you, where are you located?
Absolutely.
And your
We
phone
are
number?
located just 2 blocks east of the Shields Arena. We're on 3029 Brant Drive South next to Cirrus at Fargo. We're also next to Horace Mann Insurance. You can give us a call at 701-566-5306 or visit us on our website, claritybraincenters.com.
It's always fascinating to visit
Thanks,
with
you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us. We're going to be talking more about NASA next as we talk about some of the everyday products that we use thanks to NASA.